Hello there, we are back for another Spider-Man double draft. And the best two cards in this pack are Cirrus and Terrific Team Up. Being said, I think I'll take Sudden Strike here and try and send a signal that white has been taken. We could end up playing Cirrus in blue white or in green white, so this leaves us more open. I hope to see what wheel here? Nothing really. I guess Card Cows or Snatchback will be playable. Etzli, I don't really want to play. And Secret Identity, I will take a copy of, especially if we're protecting a card like Cirrus. Rouse in the house. Rouse in the house. This is probably the best card here. Unstable Experiment is solid in the blue-white deck. So we can split the difference and take Unstable Experiment here, or we could continue leaning into white, which we're pretty sure we're going to play with a Cirrus and Sunstrike. It's just that this is nothing special, and it's not even a spider for the green-white deck. I mean, we could play green, white, and blue, but Crime Scene Instructor is the responsible pick here. We'll take it. Alright, and there's a Goro that we can pair with the Favored Fighter. We haven't seen any Webweaver Aerialist yet, so blue-white is becoming less attractive as we travel through these packs. Furnace is good. It's too late, I think, to pick up red now at this point. Red-white is not really an archetype. Okay. Scout the Cities is not what we really want to be doing, but best of 3. This removal you can side in if your opponents have flying creatures. We'll take Perfected Pastry even in green-white, I believe. Valet is another card we could potentially pick up. We have 0 in web so far. I mean, Cirrus would eventually give in web, but it's pretty far down the rabbit hole. I guess we'll take Temple Trap here. It's possible that we side it in if we really, really need removal. I'm going to start it off in the sideboard and hope we don't have to play it. Data Scrubber is something we do side in sometimes. Even if we're like a red deck, I don't think we want to play either of those cards. Janai and Citizen. Pretty easy pickups here. We have these 3 we could wheel. The Crime Scene Instructor, the Suburban Sanctuary, or the Data Scrubber if we really want to exile hate against an opponent. Working Lizards is not really what we want to be doing. He's awkward if you want to in web your 2-drop. But we will play him. The Selesnya Archivist is fabulous. And I actually ended up in some situations where you can basically loop with the Archivist. Like, you can bring back a target card with mana value 4 or greater. I think it was Teacups, and then Teacups could bring him back. That's pretty cool. City Pigeon, we would play. I don't think Chosen by Valgavoth is actually playable here, or in most places. Doing damage that would be dealt to you to whatever you have equipped is too much of a downside. It seems like it'd be an upside, but too much of a downside. There's our first Web Weaver aerialist. It would be tough to cast it in green-white in turn 2. So we'll probably lean into, what, pastry here? Do we want another one of those? We do have Data Scrubber and Crime Scene Instructor. The counters on it. We'll grab the land here. Think about it. See green-white cards, none of them are particularly powerful. We'll grab another Scout the City. And Arachnologist has just been too slow. I thought 3 mana, 2/3, you know, fix and ramp would be great, but it's underperformed as to how I thought it would be as a 3-drop prior to playing the set. We'll take a Lurking Wizards here and not be happy about it. And Air 9 is not likely something to be happening. We do have Perfected Pastries for him. But we should solidify our gem count before we start trying to have fun with Air 9. Chosen by Valgoth. We'll take it here just for the gems. Wow, Wonder Weave Airless. Last pick. That's kind of crazy. Giantcraft Helm has been hit or miss for us. In this deck, we don't have very many cards with mana value 5 or more. If we end up with Zan or Alessos and Pros, then we'll be happy to have this card. We'll effectively get to equip this for free and not really have to pay the full 5 CMC of those cards as we web them. Fine Woven Chariot I don't love, but I end up putting it in our green decks a lot of time. Spectacular Tactics, we absolutely need that. Our removal pile is looking kind of small. Okay, the last 2 picks are helping solidify it. We have some pretty cheap effective removal then. And for that reason, I will leave the Rhino's Rampage where it is. We're going to hope that Favored Fighter wheels and pick up a pitch in here. Where's the Helm? Pretty well. If we get into a position where we need to do that. Alternatively, we could take Favorite Fighter, but our 4-drop slot is looking pretty heavy. And the pastries help make the pigeons perform better. Kuminoso is maybe something we splash for if we find we don't have enough in the deck. I'm not really interested in Perilous Lunge here. And Freestar Aces is something we could play to fill out our 3-drop slot. But not something I'm typically happy about. Crime Scene Instructor again. With Lurking Wizards again. Okay. We may throw this Arachnologist in the deck just because it is a 3-drop. Kuminoso. We will cut and see what that looks like to begin with. We'll cut both Data Scrubbers. Shows my Valgoth shouldn't be in here. We'll put removal in pile. Cut the Aerialist. Shock shouldn't be in here. Pastry should be over in the Do Nothing pile. Whisk out the City. We'll cut one of those off the bat. Lurking Wizards has 1, 2, 3. 3 hits, that's it. Goodbye, Lurking Wizards. Not a ton of in web in our green, white, and web deck, I'm going to be honest. What do we have within web? Just Cirrus if we transform it. So the Wonder Weave Aerialist is interesting. And the Kumunoso is more interesting as a result. Let's throw these in there. And let's see what the mana looks like. 7 green. I mean, most of our 2-drops are white or colorless. Gallant Citizen is flexible. Aerialist is double white. Re-Instructors and Cirrus. 7 seems low. So for blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources. It's probably more than we need if we can fix our forest situation. 8, and then 8 white. So 8 green, 8 white, 5 islands. We'll run it. That's not great mana, I'm going to be honest, especially for best of 3. But I think we do need the extra oomph from Kumunoso, and it would be nice to transform Cirrus if we don't end up pulling ahead on board. We want something to do. Be nice to also have a Surveil land. We'll see, this could be a wrong build. Maybe we should be running just green-white cards, and we should actually have that +2/+2 awful combat trigger in our deck. That gives flying. Play here first, of course. Okay, you could have +4/+4, so let's get the Crimson Instructor out here, just in case he does. So the counters are not wasted. Then we throw out the pastry. We'll see what we draw first. All right. Throw out a pastry here. And it is 1 less damage. Doing this post-combat, but he could have +2/+2. Thinking back in hindsight, If it was +2/+2, we wanted to make our creature into a 3/3, so we still trade. Probably rather than use one of our precious removal smells. He's got a chariot now. Don't want to trade for that. So we'll play a citizen. See what we draw. We're more willing to trade for a chariot. With the crime scene instructor able to put his counters on the gallant citizen now. Putting the counters on the other crime scene instructor might have actually been correct. We'd be able to attack with the 5/5 in. His trigger is when... Is it him or her? Crime scene instructor? Is it this guy holding up the device with a cane or the lady scribbling instructions? Either way, crime scene instructor has a... leaves the battlefield. Even if they use Mothwing Shroud, we would move those counters around. So I think it's alright to make a bit of a Voltron. If you were blue-white, he'd be able to use the Hide in Mundanity to turn us into a defender. And those counters stay on Crime Scene Instructor, but looks like he's straight green-white. Goro will trade. The Caracals will not be able to pump, and Darval is a spider. Yeah, why not? Same thing, make sure auto tapper doesn't screw us. Giantcraft Helm. I mean, still isn't the Archivist. It's not bad. Yes, it is. At least in this scenario. Nothing to get back from the graveyard. No artifact or enchantment to remove yet. Rouse in the house. Okay. Slam that. I think we'll send them all again. And that gives us something to do with our mana next turn. Assuming we draw a land. Okay, favorite fighter. First body. that I think is worth destroying with Sudden Strike. We will chill here though. We want to use Goro end of turn. Make 2 1/1 flyers. Well, they won't be getting through Goro, but the good news is we have a better target for Sudden Strike now than the favorite fighter. There's the Giantcraft Helm, okay. We have 1 mana left, so we can't hold up Sudden Strike if we equip with this, but we make a 9/9. We make it 8/8. What is he blocking with? Four, 7/7. All right. The advantage here is if he double blocks with Chizak, favorite fighter, we can move the counters to our flyer. Yeah, I definitely want to take out Chizak. Now we're pretty diversified. It's late. Okay. Very much doubt he'll swing with that flavored fighter. Oh, he does. So that enables an attack with our gallant citizen. Four, we'll make a 7/7 flyer. Or a 5/5 flyer. It's a double chump situation here if we attack with both these guys. So if he blocked these, he'd be dead, right? +2/+2. 6. He can let these through. And he can block these, but if he 3/3 on the 3/4, 1/1 on the 5/5, we get through 7 and he lives. So I think it is just these two attacking. No way. So we swing the 2 ground creatures. He blocks.
3/2 on the 4/4, 4/4 on the 4/3. And it doesn't make any difference to the damage he takes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything in his colors that would, yeah, get him back in this game.
Okay, 2 Vinewood.
Vine-woven chariots, green-white stuff, and web, a Chizak, Etzli. Temple Trap's not big enough to even remove his Chizak. How many spiders do we have? 3.
I don't think we change anything.
Yo, Yi. Let's keep it. There's that Vine-woven chariot. He's not going to be able to fetch a land if he plays it for 2. Interesting. You can get back a pigeon play this turn. I assume he's grabbing the web keepers. There it is. Whoop. Whoop, there it is. Okay.
So he has +2/+2? What is he, I mean, what is he holding up? There's nothing that can crew the chariot. We didn't see it last match. Let's do forest, plains. We draw a web weaver. I guess we regret this. We don't. He now has 2 chariots with nothing to crew them with.
Web Keepers is a vanilla 4/3 here for our opponent. Is he playing a regulation size deck? 29, 34, 35, 36, 37. Yeah, 40 exactly. We'll let this come through. Smack on through. Kumunoso is just going to sit in our hand until we draw an island. Or some way to fix for blue. We'll look at the deck to see how many ways we have that. So we have one island, one university, and one cityscape. Arachnologist would eventually do it. Freedom Fighter would also eventually do it. Out of 1 turn delay, so 5 draws out of 26, 1 in 5 chance procs every turn. You can actually chill here. Might be correct to just attack with Goro Rel. Let him eat it with a favorite fighter, and then have something to do with our 6 mana next turn. We've seen that he doesn't have much reach or flying himself. He has an Etzli and a Pigeon, but there is some reach. It's also out of range of Spectacular Tactics unless it boosts itself next turn. Which I doubt it will. Oh, it boosts itself this turn. That's strange. I mean, he's summoning 6, so he's not attacking. This could be bait. But I doubt it. He could just think, it doesn't matter, I'm not attacking this turn. Be throwing this +2/+2 on Oris, not thinking that he's putting it in Spectacular Tactics range. He did it. He grew. Okay, that's an island eventually. He's thinking hard. I wonder if he has another chariot in hand. Now, I poke fun, but a lot of our green decks have run at least one copy of the Vinyl and Chariot. Fetching that land does feel like a necessary evil sometimes. Kumanoso plus Sudden Strike is on our Crime Scene Instructor with 2 counters on it already, and ship our counters to the Crime Scene Instructor with 1 counter on it, depending on how he blocks. And then probably do the same with the next Crime Scene Instructor. Send him. Right, okay, 3-1. Not gonna be big enough. But that'll be big enough. I mean, he'll still trade. Okay, acceptable. We're not going to use our Sun Strike here. We're going to redistribute those 3 counters to our other Crime Scene Instructor, make him a 5/5, which will be big enough to attack into his 4 power creatures. And hang out. I think it's time we send Goro. So each creature is gone. We haven't seen much besides Etzli that can block flyers, and he's at 9. Ooh, he crewed with his favorite fighter. He actually can't block Goro and eat it. Both Zahn and Diligent Webkeepers are spiders, so they'll be destroyed at the end of combat. We'll take this. Five is good enough. 3, 6, 8. At the end of his turn, we'll make those flyers with Gororel. Alright, in response, we're gonna smack Gororel. We've made this mistake before. We thought we'd respond to him targeting a creature card in the graveyard, and there was no prompt on Arena. Simply got rid of Gororel, and we couldn't make 1/1s. You don't need to play this land out ahead of time. Two blockers, 3 ground attackers. If he eats the 3/2, then it's still good for us. Excellent. Victory! Opponent wasn't putting out much of a fight with the green-white deck, but we will take any victories we can. Problems with Vine Woven Chariot are there are pigeons in the green-white decks that won't crew your chariot. The chariot you really want to be playing on turn 3 to fix your mana, and sometimes your mana is messed up on turn 1. You need specifically a green mana open to do that. It isn't necessarily a huge problem all the time, but let's play the planes just in case we draw a Webweaver. And there are a lot of 1/1s in the set, you know, like Gallant Citizen. You can make little stinky 1/1s off Janai and Hoppy, for example. And so that, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Got a Debbie? He does have a Debbie. What was I going to say? And so your 3/1 chariot is not trading for 3 toughness features. It's it's not usually trading based on its toughness. It ends up trading on its power. It ends up trading on its 1 toughness instead of its 3 power some of the time. So we'll attack here. He can give a demi-flying. We need to remember that when he has the mana open. He's got his own 4 different colors out of our opponent with 4 basic lands. See, a spider, so he's pumped. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's tapped. You can't. We'll take this trade. Let's see what we draw. If we draw Web Weaver, then we get punished for this, but. Guess we'll trade Janai for his 3/2 here. Get a 1/1 out of the trade. And we're not doing much, so it's kind of a Giantcraft Helm waiting room. Kumnoso. Yeah! Speak and ye shall receive. Equip is 5. We'll save our treasure token. We'll put this on our. So we'll make a 6/6 crime scene instructor. That was a 1 in 28 chance to draw that. Now we do have other good draws. Kumnoso, Selesnya Arquebus, our own Rouse. Goro would have been fine. Scout the City. Or any of the pastries. But Giantcraft Helm feels like the most relevant with these 3 old 1/1 stinkers. I mean, he's technically a 2/2 with his counter, but... And this opponent is also running the Chariot. Once again, I don't mind seeing it. He has nothing to crew with it yet. We can actually swing out with the team here. Can't crew the Chariot. Just that citizen. Whoa, what is this attack? Kumanoso. Nice. Do we have to? May attach. Now he has to block our crime scene instructor. So we get to draw a card off. The citizen connecting. Nice. Second strike. Okay, I have no idea what is going on with the opponent's deck. He looks like he's green-white main, but is just running multiple swamps and an island as well. We didn't see any of his blue or black cards. Lively Leap could potentially be a card that comes in. No, play it as is. I think using the +2/+2 and flying off Weeping Link would be something we would want to side in for a demi, and it's a somewhat contrived situation where that would have to happen because he can still sack and give hexproof even if we do quote unquote get him, unless we've caught him with no mana left. We'll start with Goro. No, we won't. We'll start with Crime Scene Instructor in case we want to attack in. If he kills it with like shock or something, I would be shocked because he's only shown us Perilous Lunge in terms of removal so far. So let's play Goro. Put a counter on Crime Scene Instructor now, and if he kills it, even with like Scorpion Sting, we'll transfer those counters to Goro. Okay, he has nothing. What is he running? It's got to be irresponsible. Whatever it is. It seemed like he couldn't play out his hand last time with 2 black, green, white, and blue. Okay, one more for all the marbles. This is if this deck 3-0s and this is premature, this will be like the second or third time we've had a green-white deck that just does not feel great, and yet it performs well. I mean, the first 2 games, I feel, our opponents weren't doing much, but after a while, if we keep winning with these green-white decks that don't look great, I'm going to start changing my opinion to maybe green-white is a good archetype that you can build easily, and the Crime Scene Instructors are not bad. They've certainly felt not bad here. Their bodies stay relevant, because even as they trade, they transfer those counters. And the pastries are something I definitely came up on, because you end up being able to spend that last mana you otherwise wouldn't on some turns, and enable an attack you otherwise wouldn't have. With cards like the Web Weaver Aerialist and the Crime Scene Instructor, the main drawbacks are gone. This is a greedy keep if we keep it. 1 land. Yeah, we are on the draw. Keep this. Send back a citizen, actually. Definitely pop this open for a island. Not an island, a plains. We need to play these cards out. Exclusive Night. Velion. Turn 2. Okay. Beginning of your end step, untap Velion. I kind of want to hold up Sudden Strike, but I don't totally understand how Bellion works. Let's find out. Does he become a creature? Yeah, okay. During his upkeep. And then a land at his end step. So I did want to slow down his ramp, and I assumed he would be attacking. Interesting. We got Snatchback. Is it counter? If he's got like Scorpion Sting, he'll use it. It is Snatchback. Okay, that stops us from making a 1-1. But definitely isn't the end of the world. Counter? If he counters here, then I really wish we knew how he worked and had Sun strike him. But that's information we have for the future now. So he doesn't have a description of how the creature card part of his card works because he just is a creature. Just start reading him as double pip creature, and then it'll transform back to that. During his turn, creature. During our turn, untapped lane. Umbrella, okay. Kumnoso, we don't have lane for that. Let's play. The responsible thing to do. Try and hit a land. Here we do. We'll slam down Crime Scene Instructor instead of Cirrus because Kumnoso, if we get a land next turn, will potentially draw a card off Crime Scene Instructor connecting. It's a better target for Kumnoso's counter as well. What are we? Aerials? Doesn't fly yet. We will take it. No counter. We do get a land. Eight is pretty big. We get to draw a card. Excellent. Okay. And Wonderweave Aerialist will be a nice target for Crime Scene Instructor's counter if he manages to kill it. case he has something for the instructor, we play the Wonder Weave aerialist first. Okay, just gonna do to the face. And we'll draw 2 cards. We'll play our flavored fighter here. Okay. Looks like he's dead here. He is. Attacked with the roll, even though he's dead on the crackback. Okay. Data Scrubber is better here, because can hate on his graveyard with a Rala. We'll cut our aerialist here for it. Keepable. He put us on the play, actually. Interesting, especially since he has counter spells. Zora turn 1. I was not expecting to see that. Does he have Unstable Experiment? Maybe it's correct to do this pre-combat, but you could also have a demi. Snatchback. Okay, we still connive. I think we get rid of Janai. Sitting at counterspell mana. We do the same thing, attack and then play Data Scrubber. Was it Alley? Is Alley Workers a 2/1? I'm gonna look up Alley Workers. They are a 2/1, so. Let's move to combat now, since he's holding up counterspell mana. If we lose out on 1 damage, we lose out on 1 damage. But if it's Alley Lurkers, we attack through. Still, 2/1's not big enough. Okay. Another green card. It's possible that the correct play to make is to toss our Rouse, and then we can get it back with Selesny Archivist. holding up Spectacular Tactics, followed by Pigeon here. I think it is worth, because he's kicked it. Give him Hexproof here. I'll deny him drawing a card. Be extra damage. Pigeon, which will be a good target for his counters if it does end up leaving the battlefield. Could have Hide and Mundanity here to slow us down. That'd probably be best case scenario for him. Alright. I think that's it. Another green-white deck that we did not think was particularly strong. I mean, this had better removal than most decks. And yet, it kind of gets the job done, even without rares. We didn't play Cirrus, I think, even once. We had the chance to play this and transform it like we did last time. We got a 3-0 with this kind of deck, but didn't. Giantcraft Helm, I think, fit into the deck very nicely. I think it can be bad in decks, but even with 1 5-mana trigger, it's sometimes a free equip, and most importantly, this deck can run out of things to do. We have Scout the City for card advantage, and that's kind of it. It's not really even card advantage, it's card selection. As Pastry thins our deck, we don't have 2-for-1 draw cards like Blue and Black does. So this was something for us to do with all these stinky little bodies. The City Pigeon, the Goro, or the 1/1s that Goro made, or Janai, or the stinky 1/1s that Janai made, or the 1/1 that Gallant Citizen had, or the Crime Scene Instructors. And I would give Wonder Weaver Airless Flying. So, fabulous. We needed that for our gem count. I will see you in the next one.